Donald Trump has been making comments about E. Jean Carroll. Some believe he's trying to goad her into another lawsuit. It's possible. We got an article over at Newsweek that talks about this breakthrough, this recent quote from Trump on her when he was on the Dr. Phil show. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Part of why we're happy is because though E. Jean Carroll got Trump for $83 million, he doesn't back down. He doesn't stop. And he's going to win. Here's the article on Newsweek. Donald Trump may be trying to exhaust E. Jean Carroll, says a legal analyst. We approve of this, of course. This is how lawfare is fought, and you have to hold your ground. I saw this. That's one of the things I love about Clarence Thomas. He never let people tell lies about him. Former President Donald Trump's repeated attacks against writer E. Jean Carroll may be an attempt to exhaust her in the legal realm, according to former federal prosecutor and legal analyst Barbara McQuaid. Carroll, a former Elle magazine columnist, has successfully sued Trump twice over her allegations that he did something to her in a Manhattan department store changing room in the mid-1990s, even though she cannot remember the exact date. So they're going like, oh, sometime in the mid-1990s. In May 2023, a New York City jury found him liable and ordered him to pay $5 million on the abuse and defamation against Carroll. However, he continued to say she was lying, leading her to sue him for defamation. A jury in January ordered him to pay $83 million in damages for the defamation lawsuit, which was ridiculous. She did not make $83 million, and his defamation and the damages too, the defamation did not cause her to lose income. She had no income. Or very little income. The most income she's getting right now is because because she sued Donald Trump. He has said he plans to appeal this verdict. Good. Trump, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, has now opened himself up to another defamation lawsuit from Carroll after claiming he never met her and calling her assault story, quote, fictional during an interview with Newsmax on Tuesday. That was just this week. That's the second quote that he made against her. Quote, "This is a terrible thing that's happening. Giving a woman that I have no idea other than the fact that she has a picture taken many, many years ago. I've never met this woman," Trump said. "I don't know this woman, and I'm supposed to pay a ridiculous amount of money for a fictional story?" So that's what he claims. And then here's McQuaid told Newsweek on Wednesday that Trump's comments, quote, "exposed him to yet another defamation suit based on his false claim," unquote. My only question to you in the chat, is this intentional by Trump? He could be quiet and we all know what he thinks, but he deliberately goes out and is saying this in public. Is it to goad her into another lawsuit? Quote, "I don't know that Carroll has any option other than to keep suing him. Perhaps he seeks to exhaust her, but she seems determined to hold him accountable," unquote. And I just say, they think his intention is to get her to sue him, but what if his intention is just to tell the truth and to keep standing by his original statement? McQuaid added this could become, quote, "a battle of wills," unquote, and that Carroll, quote, "seems willing to hold Trump accountable for each act of defiance." And this is ridiculous, that Trump can never say this now. And if I'll get into the article, but if she sues him for defamation this time, how much money did she lose this time in just 3 months? Is it another 150 million? Michael McAuliffe, a former federal prosecutor and former elected state attorney, told Newsweek on Wednesday that Trump has made a, quote, "calculation about these attacks." Now, that's an accusation. He thinks this is deliberate. Quote, "Donald Trump has made a calculation that the more out of bounds his behavior is to Carroll and the defamation cases, the better it is for him politically." Now, I'm going to continue that quote in a second, but that is entirely true. That the more he talks about her, it could very much benefit him politically. Fine. Doesn't mean it's immoral. Doesn't mean it's wrong. I'll continue the quote. That is, the more legal proceedings that are brought against him for insulting her and denying what a jury and judge has already found to be true, allegedly, the more he's a martyr to his base. Now, it is true that Trump is a kind of martyr if he's telling the truth. It is true that if the campaign is about Trump versus a weaponized Democrat government against him, against lawfare, then it is a good move to goad her into a lawsuit by expressing his being free with his statements and continuing to say he's innocent. Former federal prosecutor Neema Rahimini told Newsweek Trump's comments subject him to another defamation lawsuit. It's already been established that he knows her and the assault happened. Now, that has not been established. A jury said that, but it doesn't mean it actually happened. So it would just be a question of more damages for this newest statement. And what are those damages? I mean, what is she worth now in the last couple of months? How has what he has said against her harmed her career? It hasn't. She has her fans. Trump has his. He said punitive damages, quote, would be on the table to punish Trump. But Carroll's only recourse, quote, would be another civil lawsuit. It's not her only recourse. She could quietly go away and spend her money if she ever gets her $83 million or go on more TV shows and have more fun. But they're going to emphasize punitive damages, not that he made her lose money with her reputation, but just to punish him now for having free speech. That's what the Democrats are into. In May, Kaplan and Carroll, it's already been said that they would not rule out suing Trump again after he attacked Carroll on Memorial Day post in Truth Social just recently. Quote, we have said several times since last January, verdict in January, that all options were on the table, and that remains true today. All options are on the table, she said. The only question now is, does this help Trump's campaign if he gets sued again? I think so. So I think he should keep speaking, goad her into a lawsuit, and it'll look even worse, especially if it's held in New York, guys. Let's get 15 lawsuits against Trump in New York because the Democrats have been so discredited. It was New York that got discredited, not Trump. I'm Doug in Exile.